to upload to the cloud?
It didn't ask me to.
Okay. It's being recorded though.
Okay.
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 So you're all set. We're gonna go ahead and get off. And Anna, when we get off, make sure that it keeps recording. Yeah. In the upper corner. You'll see the little
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Okay. Just make sure it stays there after we get off. If something happens, call me.
Will do. I'll text you. So be looking at your phone.
Yeah. Okay. I will be. I'll be looking at my phone. Okay.
Right. Bye, girls.
Bye. Bye. Love you.
Engineered thousands of advanced ultra-soft microfibers. Buddy Matt doesn't just catch it.
Hi.
Whether it's mud, snow.
You have the TV going on in the background?
Oh, let me mute it. I forgot. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Only because I can't
Concentrate.
It's like too many things. All right. Let's see. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Shauna. Okay, let's see. Do I need to admit anybody else? Hi, Irene. Okay, I think we got everybody in here. Awesome. I tell you what, so this morning is going to be really, really special. I want all of you to meet Amanda. She's my bestie. Looks like she's in the car. Are you coming home from the gym, Amanda?
Yes.
Okay, so today we are missing Mary and Cynthia. They're at a retreat, but we're going to have a special. We're actually going to have a special speaker today to talk about something incredible. So I can't wait till she's on. Let me just text her right now. Right. Okay, but she's got one more minute. Oh, here she is. So I'm going to admit her. So we're going to get started here soon. But let's see if I can see her. I pressed admit. There she is. Yay. Hi, Karen. She's on mute. All right, we've got one more minute. But anyway, today's going to be a special call. There she is on mute. Oh.
Yay.
Hey, Karen. Hey, welcome to our Boss Babes meeting. So, ladies, we're just going to be here. Yeah, we're going to give everyone a couple minutes to hop on because we're still shy of 8 o'clock by 1 minute. And then we're going to start like Mary Kay always asked us to do it with God first, family second, career third. Those are our priorities. Karen, you look beautiful. All of you ladies look gorgeous this morning. And we're going to start in prayer. Oh, Peggy's coming on. Yeah, I feel like, hey, Peggy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to start in prayer. Does anyone have any prayers? Any prayers that you'd like me to include? Because otherwise I'll just do a short one because we've got so much training. I want to get right to it. Good morning, Analia. Good morning, Jackie. No? Here we go. Kamisha's getting on. We'll give it 30 more seconds and we'll get started. Okay. Oh, Laura. I keep lying to you. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Dear Lord, we come to you in thanks and praise for all the blessings that we see and the ones that we don't see. We ask for health, happiness, and continued guidance as we move forward in the next 3 months, dear Lord. We ask all of this and surrender all of our praise and thanks to you. In your sweet, precious name, Jesus. Amen. Okay. Here we got Tracy, too. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Kamisha. Okay, so today, ladies, I've got a special trainer for you. Her name is Karen Wilson. I'm going to give you some of her amazing accolades. So let me just get into my notes here. Okay, she's been building her business in Mary Kay for 17 years. She's been in the royal family for 10 of those 15 years. She lives in Valparaiso. She works full-time in Olaf Homes selling new construction. She's an artist, an interior designer, and a beauty consultant. She loves helping women see their own potential. She loves God and gives them all the glory. She's been in the royal family for in the top 10 for 15 years, and her highest achievement court of sales. Currently, she is a team leader. So let's give it up for Karen. But here's what I know about my friend Karen. Karen is a woman who loves to give. I can't tell you how many times I've called Karen and said, Karen, I don't know how to do this. And she has helped me. We've been friends for years. We enjoy lots of snacks and great conversation. Oh, we have 3 more people in the waiting room. I'm sorry, I'm doing this by myself today, so I apologize. But she is absolutely amazing. So let's give it up for Karen. Please welcome her. She's going to be, in a little while, she's going to be teaching us something amazing for the last 3 months of our seminar year. I wanted to give a few announcements before we get started. But Karen, I'm so excited that you're here with me today. A few announcements. So one of the things we're going to be talking about as we head into the last 3 months of our seminar year, because both Mary and I and Sherry, who's not on today, are in requalification for our car. I think actually Mary is in the last quarter. So I think, right, Peggy? Peggy, I think you would know. She's in the last quarter, so we need to like run, and do whatever we can to help all of our teams achieve CAR. Let me tell you why. I know I've been driving, here's Kim. I've been driving, our unit has been a grand achieving unit for all of my entire existence. We earned our first car in the first 3 years, and then became our own unit. And so we actually we had Equinox for a little bit right before COVID happened. But I tell you what, the Chevy Trax is amazing. Being a car unit is so awesome. The car is a fabulous, fabulous prize, and it really does show growth. It shows how many women that you are helping too. It shows that we are actually moving and doing something. So I absolutely love it. One of the things that we're going to be doing, I don't know how many of you started the pace setters that Mary put up. So I'm not going to talk too much about that, but it is our Shockwave pace setters. What I love about it is there's continuous training from upper level sales directors and nationals. There's an IPA sheet so we can be working on the income producing activities. So in other words, the activities that are going to move us forward. And there's something new. One of the trainers actually does this every year in the last 3 months of the seminar year, and it's a makeover contest. And everyone here is able to join. You would just Venmo your director $10. So it's $10, but you can win cash prizes by just doing your business. Here's what I love about it. Makeover contests give you a reason to book women. How many of you would agree that women want to be beautiful? Like they're looking for what we have. They're looking for ways to get rid of, bags under their eyes, large pores, spots, getting rid of wrinkles. They're looking for ways to feel and look more beautiful. And so what better than a reason for you to call them and book with them? Let me make sure. Okay. Kim says, good morning, everyone. But this makeover contest is going on April 1st through June 30th. The deadline to get entered is April 17th. So how do you enter? You book an appointment either in person or virtually with your Mary Kay beauty consultant. Celebrate the beauty in you. It can be skincare, glass skin, skin supplements, spa, or glamour. All appointments qualify. There's an IPA sheet where you fill in, and it's an honor system. So we're going to trust you. Obviously, we're going to trust you that you did it. But the grand prize winner is going to win $100, and there are going to be $350 cash prize winners. So this is awesome. So it's your customers who will be able to win that by entering with you. So how many think that your customers not only want to look beautiful, but they'd like to earn some cash? All right. So we're going to have more about that. I'm going to do a live on in our unit, but I know that Cynthia and Mary probably already have done it. So now I'm going to introduce Karen again, because some of you weren't on. So let me re-explain her accolades because some of you missed it. So let me do it one more time. We'll make it fun. All right. So my beautiful friend Karen Wilson, she's here today. Karen, wave your hand so everyone can see your gorgeous face. She's been in Mary Kay for 17 years in the royal family unit for 10 of the 15 years. She lives in Valparaiso, works full time for Olaf Homes, selling new construction. She's an artist, an interior designer. She's amazing, by the way, with interior design. She has come in many times and helped me to get my house look up, up to speed and looking gorgeous. Oh, wait, we've got one more here. Um, she's a beauty consultant who loves helping women see their own potential. She loves God and gives them all the glory. She's been in the royal family top 10 for up to the 15 years. Her highest achievement has been the Court of Sales, and she's currently a team leader, which means that she's got at least 5 team members, right, on her team. So she could move up into directorship if she wanted to. And I'm guessing that that might be one of her dreams. She's very good at what she does. Here's what I know about Karen. She is an amazing friend who would do anything for you. I remember one year as I was going back and forth to Scottsdale, I was doing these tower gifts, or the gifts for Christmas for husbands for their wives. And at the last second, I called her and I'm like, Karen, I don't know how to package these. She did it all for me. She did it all for me because she's amazing and she's so sweet. And she did come in and help me make my house look amazing, even bringing decor for me. So I want to just give it up for Karen, who's going to do our training today. So Karen, take it away. Love you, my friend.
Oh my, can you hear me?
Yes. And I'm going to try to spot you. Not sure.
I don't, and I'm not seeing all your faces because that I get distracted when I do that. So I'm just gonna talk. So let me know if there's a question or something I need to answer. But anyway, thank you all for inviting me on your meeting today. It's really fun to just see a different group of people. I've been in the royal family. I think I wrote my accolades on. I've been in the royal family the whole time, and it's a big journey. I love my Mary Kay business, and this is my big thought for you today. We're going into the last quarter of the year, and I've had a lot of life changes in the last year. Can anybody relate? Anybody got stuff going on? Yeah. So like I did a lot of things. I moved. I not only moved my house and moved to a different location, but I also moved 3 times within my job, my full-time job, to different communities, meeting different people. And there's just been a lot of changes. And so my big thought for you today is think big and plan small. So when everything is important, nothing is important. Anybody get that? We try, and we're busy women, and this past year I have a core, like, close group of friends, and I was noticing something very interesting, that I would meet them and they would tell me this really long, outrageous list of goals they want to have. Like, oh, today I'm going to declutter this house. I'm going to call 20 people. I'm going to book 2 appointments. I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to do that. And I thought, that's exhausting. Like, I'm exhausting listening to it. And reality is there's no way all of that could get done. So we have to think big and we need to plan small. So I want you to think for a minute. Today is, we're still in the early part of April. We have 3 months left. And I want you, for those of you that have been in Mary Kay, because I don't know where all of you have been, but if you were in Mary Kay last year on June 30th, how did you feel? More importantly, how did you feel on July 1st, which is the start of our new year? So just ponder a minute. What were you thinking about July 1st last year? I was thinking a lot of things. I was thinking about a lot of stuff that I wanted to get done in my Mary Kay business specifically, but also in my own life. And then I want you to kind of fast forward to right now. And I want you to notice, how does that feel? Like, are you where you want to be? Are you disappointed? Are you excited? And everything I say today there is no judgment. There's no right or wrong answers, because what's really important right now for each of you listening is that you carve out time to put yourself as important, because you are. You know, we're all made by God. I don't know what all your faith levels are, but you know, we have a big God, and he didn't create small people. He created big people to do big things. And so, but sometimes we just let life put all of our desires and dreams and hopes on hold. Anybody feel that way sometimes? And we just get like overwrought with everything. And so right now, I'm going to give you permission. I'm giving you permission. You don't need my permission, but I'm giving you permission to dream big, think big, but we're also going to learn today a little tip about planning small. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to happen so that you can get on to what you really want to do? And so I have this, I have a note here that I'm not following very well. So great things happen as a result of taking small steps. So hold on just a minute. So I want you just to think about this a minute. What do you want? I want to lose weight. Why? Because I want my clothes to fit. Why? Because I want to look and feel good. Now, most of us would stop with that, right? I'm done. This is very true for me. I've been on this weight loss journey for a while now. Okay, so I'd stop right there, but I need to ask why? Because I want to be healthy. Why? Why do I want to be healthy? Okay, because I want to have energy. Why? I sound like a toddler when toddlers go, why? So why? Because I want to thrive and I want to achieve my goals. Why? Because I want to make a difference in the world and be a good example for others. Why? Because I want to leave a legacy for somebody. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's your thought or where that goes, but earlier Anna was talking about car qualification. And so I would challenge Anna if she was sitting in front of me, why do you want that car, Anna? And why is that? And why is that? Because it's not the prize. It's not, the prize is the proof that you did some hard work. When you see a Cadillac going down a road, I always tell people that Cadillac represents a woman who is working really hard. It represents like, I forget the dollar. I want to say $18,000 a month or something in dollars. It's a crazy number. And she's worked hard, and that is her trophy. She gets to drive. That's wonderful. It's not just a pink Cadillac that she took a bunch of money from people to sell on lipsticks. That's not it. The prize or the goal has more to it. And so I've been on this journey myself, and I was sharing with Anna the other day that I have been following a person. Her name is Ruth, Ruth Soukup, Soukup. Some of you might know her. She's written a lot of bestseller books. Living Well, Spending Less is one of her bestsellers. She's written several others, but I heard podcasts by her and it really caught my attention. And I really liked how she explained a lot of things about achieving things in life. And it was so inspiring to me. I joined her program. She has a quarterly program called Flourish. It's not inexpensive. I'll just warn you in case you get shocked if you look it up. But I'm at a point where I need that commitment and focus. And so one of the main things about her program is she talks about what is your what and what is your why and what is your WIG. Your WIG is a wildly important goal. That's what it stands for, wildly important goal. So I also like to say it also involves where is God? Because if God's not part of your goal or your faith isn't part of that, you might be struggling to achieve something. And then I also like to say why it's good. It's all about WIG. So I was like intrigued with her little talk about WIG and what is your WIG? Well, boy, did that open a big door. So here's a fact: 92% of people give up on all their goals by February every year. If I think about the Mary Kay world, I'd say if this was July 1st, that means by the end of August, probably there is about at least 80% that renegotiate or give up on their goal for the year. It's a proven fact. That's really sad, isn't it, ladies, that we just give up on what we thought was something important to us, or what happened? Why did we do that? So my challenge for you today is we're going to learn what a wildly important goal is. I'm going to challenge you, and Anna can continue maybe throughout the week, challenging you if you're thinking about and reflecting on some things that are really important to you. And so this was the little training process that Ruth Sukup took us through in her program, Flourish. So if you have a piece of paper, this is good because I'm going to give you a couple things. So what we really need to do is we need to get clear about where we've been and where we are right now. And this isn't a deep, like hours and hours of thought. It's just give yourself some quiet time and be brutally honest, because there is nobody to please on this but honesty with yourself. There's nobody going to give you a grade on whether you did the right answer or not. I don't like to face a lot of truth sometimes. I don't like to look at my finances sometimes. I don't like to look at even what I got done some days. I just, I like it all to be happy, but that doesn't make things better. It doesn't get me closer to what I need to do. So I want you to think about what's called a life desire assessment. And I'm going to give you 6 categories. The first one is money. The second one is home. The third one is health. The fourth one, relationships. The fifth one, purpose. And then those are her 5, but I added spiritual because I am working on a better spiritual life in some areas. So money, home, health, relationships, purpose, and spiritual. And what the thought process is, you're going to think in each one and you're going to give it a number value. So 10 is everything's great. I feel really comfortable. I got it in order. I feel like I got a process. I just have joy or happiness. Versus the number 1 would be, yeah, that's not working for me. Like, I need a lot of work here. This overwhelms me. I don't know what to do. I'm upset. I haven't, I don't want to say you feel like a failure in that area, but it's almost like you're just not, it doesn't feel good. So that would be a 1, and you could be any number in between. And so, when I did this assessment, I didn't have any 10s at all. I had 2 or 3 8s, and then I had quite a few 4s, maybe even a 3. I didn't think 1 or 2, I was quite that bad in some areas. But anyway, so why are you doing a life assessment? Because what we work on in life is affected by all these areas, and what we put our attention to is affected in all these areas. Now, it's interesting because you see there's not a category called work. And I was like, or career. And that's intentional because your career or your work is really part of your money and your relationships and other areas. That's why. Because work by itself is something we go and do, but we go to work because we need an income. And so that's the financial component, or we want to have a, nicer home or a better this or that, or relationships or whatever it is. So that's why work as a category isn't really on there. So out of your assessment, you're going to think about these questions. What does this assessment say to me? Like, how am I feeling about that? I was sitting at a seminar last fall in October in Atlanta for my work job, and we had to do an assessment like this. And we were challenged to think about because our home life and our personal life greatly affects our work life. And I did this assessment, and you know what? Man, it was like a slap in the face. I did not feel good after I did this assessment at all. And there were some things that all of a sudden just came out of nowhere that really made me feel, I don't want to say failure is a strong word, but I was falling short. I wasn't real happy with myself at all. And I kept thinking I can do a lot better than what this exercise showed. And then I thought, well, why am I not doing better? So that's what I learned. What does it say to me? Well, what it said to me was these are areas that are going well, and these are areas that are not going so well. And so those areas not going so well, what do I need to do to change that? So that's the next question. What is one thing I'd like to change? So you go back to each category, and that's what you're going to answer. If you ranked money as a 4 or a 5, or maybe you ranked money as a 10, I don't know. But you would say, well, what's one thing I'd like to change if you had a low score? Why is it a low score? What's making it a low score? And what are some options to change that score? After you do this in each category, you're going to create what we call a 5 on fire list. Okay, so now we're going to back up a minute. June 30th is coming. And so what would you like to accomplish by June 30th? Research shows if we keep people focused 90 days at a time, our mind can handle change. But when we try to think about something that's way out there 12 months from now, it's like overwhelming, and then we want to quit. So what would move the needle by June 30th for you? Looking at these categories, thinking about incorporating your Mary Kay business, or maybe not incorporating your Mary Kay business. And I say that because I'm coming off a season where I kind of stepped back. I needed to step back because there were other categories that needed my attention more. And I just kind of did a status quo, keep it going with my customers, but I didn't really build anything. Those of you that have big goals, you're working on car qualification, all that, that's a whole different story. That probably is going to be pretty high up in your goals. But is that what would move the needle by June 30th? And how will it move that needle for you? Again, using the car example, for those doing that, it's not just a car. It's affecting money. It's affecting lots of areas because it's such a positive goal. Maybe some of you want to achieve star consultant and you haven't before, or you have and you're trying to do it consistently. That's a big goal. But why? Why do you want to achieve star consultant? Maybe there's something you got focused on in the price category. Maybe it's just the extra money that it would mean for your family or for yourself, whatever it is. So what is your 5 on fire? You're looking through your list for 5 things that you're like, yep, these are it. These would make me feel really, wow, I'm proud of myself by June 30th. Now, here's where it gets funny. You have to this is your goal, right? This is what will make my director happy. This is what's going to make my mom happy, my best friend, my husband. That's not it. This is you, girls. It's all about what is important to you. Because one thing I've learned very strongly, if you ain't happy, guess what? Nobody's happy. If you're feeling every day like you're not accomplishing what you really need to accomplish, it starts affecting every area of your life. And so this is not where you're going to be self-sabotage and go, oh, I don't want to be selfish. Yes, you do. You want to be selfish right now about your goals because they are for you and they will move your momentum by June 30th if you do this right. Things come up in life, don't they? And so what 5 things would actually change your life by the end of the quarter? We think of lots of things, which means you want that. That's good. That means you want to grow and improve. But when we do it all at once and we try to do all of the things on our list that you're looking at, more than 5, my first list, I had actually over 150 items. When I counted up each category, I had multiple things. And I'm like, well, no wonder I'm exhausted and tired all the time. I'm putting out fires right and left. So what 5 things are important. And then this is not a 5-minute exercise either. I'm just laying you out the framework that you're going to be able to work on, should you choose to work on that. What 5 things need to happen in the next 90 days to create your momentum? All right. Here's another question to ask yourself. What are the thoughts, beliefs, or the resistance on that item as I'm thinking about it? Because it's easy to say, I will achieve car qualification by June 30th. But then there's that little voice in your head that goes, can you really do that? Are you really going to do that? That's really hard. I want to lose, personally, I need to lose 25 more pounds. And immediately I'm like, yeah, do I really want to lose 25 pounds? I don't know. It's a lot of work planning out what to eat and what to do and walk every day. I don't want to do it. So what are the thoughts, beliefs, resistance? You're going to have to address it. Sometimes the reason we fail at our goals is because we don't have a plan for facing resistance. And guess what? Will resistance come to you? Yep. You can guarantee it. What is your head saying as you look at your list? Some areas and some of your items on your list will be growth, and others you're going to choose, I'm going to put these on the back burner, because you might have 120 items on your list like I did, and I wanted 5. So I needed to put a lot of things on the back burner, and that's a whole nother process. This is why it's good to take time, but hard, and you have to think through it for clarity. So you're crystal clear on what your priorities are. Because without clarity, that's what we do. We go through life and we work on everything and accomplish nothing. So in the world today, we hear a lot about balance. And I listened to a podcast not too long ago by a woman, and it was such a brilliant statement. She said, it's not balance that we're going for. Balance implies everything's equally important. And it's not. Our goal in life is to have harmony. And just the 2 words, do the 2 words feel different when you hear them? Balance. You need balance. I'd much rather somebody say, you need harmony in your life. You need this over here, working with this over here, working with this up here, and creating the harmony for yourself so you have the energy to achieve what you want. How do you create harmony? You have to create some systems and some rhythms in your own life. So you might have something you might have in your top 5 that you're going to filter down to. You're like, yeah, that'd be great. But there was an example used at something I listened to where the woman wanted a better paying bills system, but she also needed to clean her office. And she's like, which one should I do first? It's like, well, paying the bills was very important, but she needed a system for paying bills. But in order to get to that system, she had to undo the piles of paper in her office. And so this is what we do then. We spin on that concept, and then we just put it aside because it's too hard. We either have to do it perfectly or we don't want to do it. It's too overwhelming. So the thing is, it's a really good goal in there, but it's too big. So she had to break it down into little pieces. And she put that cleaning her office wasn't one of her goals, but she would start with just a small pile of papers, filing through and creating categories so she could get a handle on paying bills. And that her higher priority in the goal list was doing that, and the rest of the office would come over time. So, but what I'm getting at is we have these big goals and they conflict sometimes, and we haven't, because we just don't sit and think through them. If you want to say, I really, I want to achieve this level and that requires so many bookings. Well, how many bookings? Well, the rule is you call 5 people, and you get, how many people do you need to call to get the right number of bookings? That can be individual. It depends on your skill levels. I need to call usually 5 to 8 people to get 2 bookings. So if I need to call 5 to 8 people to get 2 bookings, and I need the equivalent of 20 bookings by the end of the quarter to get to a dollar amount I want, how many people is that to call? And then how much do those people need to spend when they're booked? Because it all works together. But more importantly, I can't even begin calling the people until I know what it is I want to tell them or ask them to do. That requires a script. And then I'm like, oh, now where's that script? What's the best script to use? And then you go digging for the script. And now your 30 minutes of time that you dedicated to doing booking, you've spent 20 minutes figuring out what script you're going to call or do. And you're going to call 2 people, and you should have called, 8. And then you go, this is too hard. I can't do it. I don't know. Can anybody relate to that? I spin in it a lot. So, top 5. What will move the needle for you? What will your thoughts, beliefs, and resistance be around those things? So get them out on paper and be, thinking that through. Do I have the right system to do it? Or maybe creating the system is the goal. One of those top 5 goals. And then here's the kicker. From the 5, guess what? You're only going to pick one. You're going to have your most important goal, because your wildly important goal is the one goal that will make the biggest impact over the 90 days. And that one goal will be a domino. The game of dominoes, you push one over and then they all go over. That one goal should be a big domino, and it will affect the other things that maybe were important to you. If you do it right, they will. And that's part of your thinking process too. If I achieve this, how does that fix these other things? This can feel really hard, especially if you spent your life pleasing others or caring for others. If you like balance, if you like perfection, if you haven't really ever taken time to think about what you want in life, this is hard. That's why we don't do it. That's why there's 98% of people that fail on their goals and only 2% achieve them. You all have the ability to be the 2%. Isn't that awesome? And the good news is it's not the end of the world. If you do it wrong, tomorrow's another day and you get to work at it again. And that's the beauty of it. But work with clarity on what was really important. So, when I go to make my calls to my customers, it's so funny. All of a sudden I want to clean my office. I want to move the product around. Oh, I got to get more organized. All these things come in front of it. And I'm like, no, I said I was doing this because that is important to me. And if I clean my office on June 30th, I'm going to go, yeah, I failed. And I'll be upset, and then I'll stew on that for a couple of weeks, and another month will go by, and then I'll get my act together. No, I'm not going to do that this year. We're better than that. All of us are. We have more in us than that. But we let all that other stuff get in the way. If today was June 30th, literally, now actually, let's say today's July 1st. What will you regret not doing from listening to this conversation today on April what is today? April 11th.
11th.
11th today? Yeah.
11th. Yep.
Okay. What will you regret not doing? And this isn't all just about Mary Kay. It could be something personal in your life. I'll be very transparent. I'm trying to finish a divorce. My husband's been sick for years. There's a lot of reasons to that, but that divorce is tying up a financial independence that I need and also for retirement planning. And I have put it off for 6 years. So don't ask me why, because I actually probably couldn't tell you, but June 30th, it's my deadline. It's affecting every area of my life right now. And so, and it's affecting even my Mary Kay business because my Mary Kay business, I also need, there's money involved there that I need to help with this also. So they're intertwined. So I just want to offer your WIG, what's your highest priority, which comes from the 5 items that you deemed important from the 8 item categories in your life. Does that sound like a lot? It probably does. That's why you're not going to solve it right now. You need to think about it. And I promised Anna there would be a part 2 to the follow up to this. But that'll be next week. It'll be on resistance.
So Karen, can I open it up for some questions or
yes,
some
you may.
phrase? I do want to, number one, thank my good friend Karen for coming in because, a lot of our units are working towards some huge goals. And it's not really about the car, as Karen said. It's really about a collective focusing and getting clarity on what each and every one of our goals is. Because Mary Kay said success is not about what you achieve on your own. It's about how many women you bring up together. So today we wanted to focus on this because your individual goal actually matters more than the car. The car is just the realization that we all work together to get there. Now, so I wanted to establish that. And yeah, Karen, I'm going to be working on this today because tomorrow I leave for Scottsdale to go be with my mother. As you said, life happens. She's not doing well, so I'll be gone for a week, and I've got to work on all of this and get my head in the right framework. Karen Olson,
Wait,
Anna, are you located?
I want to say something about that.
Yeah, I'm actually located in Indiana. My mom is sick. My mom and dad are sick, and they're in Scottsdale. So I go to Scottsdale every month. Yes, Karen, go ahead.
So, so what happens is a life event happens, just like Anna's talking about, and our natural tendency is to stop everything and go and put our attention there, and rightfully so. This is a serious matter, but not really, because let that be your reason why you're going to do the work that you do, so that you look at Anna. She has the freedom of being able to go and do that. She can take her work with her. I mean, I'm not saying she should work all the time, not pay attention to her mom, but she can take her work with her. Her business can pause. And isn't that awesome that this particular company, that the business allows us to do that? But don't let a derailment be your excuse. Let that derailment push you to be stronger. And how do you overcome that situation to still keep your wildly important goal up front in front of you?
Yeah.
And not give up.
Karen, can I just say, Karen has known me through all the seasons of my Mary Kay business. We've known each other. We actually, I was an adoptee in the royal family. Mary Catherine, her director, trained me, and I became a director. But Karen was always by my side. She was always so sweet and helpful. She and Marianne and everybody else. But one of the things that I do know is when I started my Mary Kay, it was because my kids were in full-time daycare and I needed to find a way to spend more time with them. I had no idea because I was in a corporate job working 75 hours a week. I had no idea that, I don't know, 16 years later, I would still need that flexibility so that I could go and be with my parents who live in Scottsdale, with my sister. I had no idea that they were, I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous. I had no idea that they would get sick and I would need to have that flexibility. And one thing I do know, ladies, is it seems like women in general, maybe all people, are always either in a crisis, moving in one, or getting out of one. And so that is why our Mary Kay businesses are so amazing because they can flex and move with you and provide that income that a normal job cannot. A normal job is determined by somebody else, how much you make, whether you have a job, how many hours you have to work. And in Mary Kay, when you work your business, like Karen said, when you make life your reason and not your excuse, then when you need to take that pause and take your hand off the wheel for a while, you are able. You're no longer limited. So this opportunity is not just about what the unit needs to achieve. It's really about what is it you want to do? And are you finally willing to put the pedal to the metal to do it for you? Not for me, not for Sherry, not for Mary, not for Cynthia, for you. Because how many of you are getting discouraged with constantly letting yourself down? Okay. So, Karen, that's why I'm so glad that you talked about this because it's not really about, I mean, yeah, we need a car. Let's face it, I need a car to drive, and we want to continue to be a car driving Grand Retriever unit. I'd love to see us in a Cadillac some point. It does represent the different lives you've changed, but the bottom basic reason is not the car. It's not the car, it's you. What do you want? And now I'm going to stop talking. Let's open it up for questions. Please, ladies. Comments, praise, questions. Anyone?
Can I just say, this is Laura. I just want to say, I can't say enough that I feel like you are in my head, Karen. Like my biggest thing, my biggest hurdle has always been time management. And because I'm a teacher, I'm a special education teacher. So that in and of itself is like two teaching jobs. I'm a mom. I'm involved at church. I also run a club at school. And I have really bad ADHD. And so like I always have and I even have a great planner. I have Pam Shaw's beautiful planner, and a lot of the things you said jive with her 90-day design your life journal. And like that is my biggest hurdle, like focusing in on what do I need to do? Like what's the one thing? And I even know that, but it's like the way you question yourself, like modeling that for me, I needed that. So thank you. And also thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being transparent too about your life. Like we are all going through something.
Everybody. So Pam Shaw's 90-day planner, I tried doing that and I think that was really great. So my frustration was I work a full-time job and then I also have a Mary Kay business. And I was not working Mary Kay full-time. I have a full-time job, just like a lot of you. And I couldn't figure out, I kept feeling like a failure because I was trying to work the Mary Kay business like a full-time job. And reality was there was no way I could. And I couldn't figure out why. And so listening to Ruth and her program, it was like, it opened the door to a lot of things that I wasn't doing enough planning and I was not putting my goals. I wasn't even thinking about my goals. And so it talked to both sides because sometimes there's Mary Kay directors that their whole life is Mary Kay and they do that full time. And I always want to say to them, yeah, well, then when you go home at the end of the day, now do a full-time job somewhere else, because that's like how I look at it.
Right.
And I just needed the clarity.
Well, thank you for everything you shared. It's exactly what I needed to hear.
You got this.
Anyone else, ladies? Does anyone else want to give her some praise? I see Deb just popped off mute.
Thanks. Yeah. Hey, Karen, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you came to join us today. You really did a great job. Really appreciate that. One of the things that caught my attention was if it's June 30th, what what's the one thing that you'll regret? And that's kind of an eye opener. It's kind of like, yeah, I've been wanting to lose weight for a while and was doing really good, and now it's kind of creeping back a little bit, and I need to take baby steps to get that back in order again. But also my work, I keep a pretty rigid time schedule, but because of things that are popping up in my life, I can't seem to keep that in balance. So I really need to kind of sit down and reflect where I'm at and what I'm doing. And your teaching today really, really helped. Thank you.
Deb, I just want to remark on that. You brought up another good point. I'll turn it over to Karen again, but 30 days. She said that 30 days was about the amount of time that we could focus. And one of the things that Mary Kay used to say is as soon as you finish your goal, you need to have another one right behind it. Because I know this from 16 years in Mary Kay, and it's not just about Mary Kay, but I'll give you an example. It's like once June 30th is over, everyone takes a big breath and then they do nothing. Peggy, you know it, right? You've seen that happen. You don't want to stop the momentum because pumping that water, getting to that level, it's hard to get to that level. But once you get to that level, and I know my bestie Amanda knows this. She's been working out for years, and man, I tell you what, she is so defined, so beautifully cut with muscles, and she helps me all the time. But once you get to that level, you just want to keep tweaking and improving and maintaining and continuing to refine versus stopping, like Deb said, and then having to start all over again and going, what happened? What happened? I got there. I want to keep going. Okay. Sorry, Karen. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. So yes, 90 days is that whole like your highest goal, and then it's going to get broken down into what about this month. So there's 2 more weeks left in the month. What are you going to do that will make a dent in your wildly important goal? And then what do you need to do the next month? And then by June 30th, whether it's Mary Kay or in your personal life or anything. But the fact that you take the time to think about these are important things to me. So if you do that and you put it on paper and then on June 30th, you go, oh, I didn't do any of that. Well, then you got a bigger question. Those weren't important to you, or you gave up on yourself. And that's a hard fact, to a truth that you have to have a conversation with yourself. But with this Ruth Sukup training that I'm going through, in the middle of June, you would be like in the middle of June, you would start the process for the next 90 days. You're going to start thinking about it so that you can stay strong and keep going. And that's something else that nobody ever told me. Oh, I thought we could just celebrate like a whole month long after Court of Sales came, and I didn't do anything for the next like 6 weeks after I achieved it. I didn't do anything, because I was exhausted. But I also didn't have any focus to go to. I had no plan.
Perfect, Karen. Peggy, I see you got your hand raised.
Okay. Karen, brilliant.
Hi, Peggy.
Brilliant training. And all I kept thinking while you were speaking is, what is your best yes? When you get clarity on your umbrella goal, which will help you, achieve all the smaller things you want. When we're looking at our time and all these areas, there's a lot of good things we can be doing in our life. But what is your best yes right now to help you achieve all that? Because we wear many hats. And a lot of times, if we're people pleasers or whatnot, we can always be saying yes to this person. Oh, you need help? Yes, 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 yes. But are these things really your best yet to get you where you want to be by June 30th? And when you have clarity and you hone it all down to eat that elephant one bite at a time, you get to determine what you're going to say yes to. And is it going to derail you? Because sometimes when you have a goal, well, anytime you have a goal, there's going to be distractions. Expect it. But sometimes we allow, because of maybe how we're thinking and feeling about ourselves, we allow other things to determine what our best yes is going to be, because we don't want to make someone feel bad or whatnot. So I just kept hearing in my head, what is my best yes? What is my best yes to move me forward? Thank you.
That's perfect,
You're welcome.
Peg. That's
It's
perfect. Talking about
your best yes is really important.
your next step, because we can't, like you said, can't eat that elephant all at once. We need to take it step by step. And like Karen said, what is going to be that one thing you can do that if you did it consistently, day in and day out, those small steps for the big plan that will add up, compounding to get you the big plan? Liz, did I see you have your hand up?
I'm good.
Okay.
Just
All right.
listening to everything.
All right. Does anyone else want to add in anything? I know we have to get off. Trisha does.
Karen, it's wonderful to see you. I miss you.
I miss you.
I love your training. I took a lot of notes. I appreciate that. We all have got a lot of things, and I struggle with ADHD as well. And I do have a full-time job and a lot of things going on. And so, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
There is an ADHD, I need to find it. There was a person that I listened to that is ADHD, and she had a lot to say about how to structure things to make it easier. But really, it came back to clarity and recognize what you might feel as a bad thing. Recognize it as a strength. And give yourself the time and attention needed.
There is some strength with having ADHD, very much so.
Yeah, but work with it and don't look at it as a negative, as a positive. How can you make it work for you? And taking that time to really get clear on what's important and stay focused on it. And you might have to keep telling yourself to come back to the focus for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
All right, ladies, anyone else? So one of the things I think Karen had mentioned, hopefully Karen will be here next week to do part 2. But one of the things I want you to do is to do this exercise. I know Mary and Cynthia, they're away on at a retreat, but Mary said tonight she'll post this recording. So if you miss something, you can go back and listen and do this exercise. Let's as a group work together to get to everyone's individual goal, but we need to figure out what it is. And I told Karen this, that in my past, I used to sometimes see what other people had, what their goals were, and then I would go, oh, that sounds good. That's my goal. That's not really your goal, right? It really wasn't my goal. It needs to be something that really matters to you, okay? But I want everyone to do this exercise, send your wildly important goal to your director, and then let's work with Karen next week for part 2. Let's get there.
Your wildly important goal and your 5 on fire.
Yes. And how many of you?
Or your 4 on fire to go with the wildly important one. Yeah.
And Mary Robeson has it on YouTube tonight. Okay, perfect. And how many of you would agree that you would for once like to get there and not give up on yourself? Raise your hand. I know that that's really important to me. So anyway, and you can do it. Do you know, I was listening to, I have some really great mentors, some really great friends. Yeah, Analia says, I want to not give up on myself. Of course you do. We're not going to give up this time, right? But I've talked to some directors. I know Sherry has some people who like, it's so crazy because, sometimes we think as we get older or we give ourselves the excuse we can no longer do things. She has people in their 70s and 80s that are getting in qualification for directorship. Now, let me tell you that's a challenging time. Peggy knows, right? That's a challenging time to move, but in your 70s and your 80s, and most people are thinking, well, by then, you can't do it, blah, blah, blah. No, none of that is true. You can do anything that you want, but you have to get clarity, like Karen said, and not give up. Figure out what's stopping you and figure out a plan to adjust to that. So, okay, ladies, it's 8:57. I want us all to say thank you to Karen. And we're going to get off a little bit early because I think a lot of us have some extra calls. So you should have the information in your, from your director if you have that extra call. That's another thing you want to be working toward. We have a power call every single month. And you can be on when you either achieve your power up your sales or rise and radiate, right? You recruit somebody, you do 30 faces in a month. So I just want you all to work toward that because let me just tell you, it's not about that. It's not about pushing that. It's about what that will bring you. So like Karen said, what will those little steps bring you? All right, ladies, make it a great weekend and love you, ladies. Can't wait to hear from you, Karen, next week. Thank you so much for helping us.
You're welcome.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
ladies.